never satisfied, always on the rise. Looking for a reason just to close my eyes. Man, I'm tired, I don't wanna try, but I gotta try. Who gon' get it if it isn't I? And I'm always high, I'm supposed to fly. Me, I'm full of life, I don't wanna die. I can't even lie, even when I try. Never pans out, I'm an honest guy. Hey, fully occupied, life might like a prison. Bars on top of bars, but I'm never drinking. Hey, can't let anything affect my way of thinking. Kept my circle small, and it keeps on shrinking. Keep my way too strong, everybody's sinking.
Hi, and welcome to another section of Jeff the Master Barber. On this edition, I'm gonna be filming this video with this camera. I just bought it yesterday, the Sony RX02, and definitely I'm very pleased to definitely buy this camera, and you're gonna see the quality. Also, on this edition, I started doing my son's aligner just because I wanted to test the camera right away to see the quality. And when I saw the quality, I was blown away. It met more than my expectation. So then I said, you know what? Let me just do something special. I know that I've been using pretty much lately the latest and the greatest and latest and whatnot. So after I finished doing the lineup on him, and then that's when I put it in my computer and I checked, I was like, wow, I gotta do something special. So in this edition, I started with doing a lineup, a shape up, and I don't know how they said in another city, another country. I don't know how they will say just a lineup or clean up. Everybody have different ways to say. Maybe it's the same thing, but it's just a different way of saying it. But then I said, you know what? I'm gonna do something special, and that's something special. I was like, let me take out of my arsenal. Let me take out the good old Andis Master, and on it I put a Fade Master blade. I was like, let me just put it and let me do a nice tight fade on my son. And but yeah, this right here, I'm using the cordless Andis trimmer, and to me this is like still my number one. The blade is nothing. I mean, the other one that I think is close to it when it comes to cordless is the Andis Slimline. You know what I mean? But you cannot use it for all type of hair. The T liner, that one, you could use it for all type of hair, and it definitely will go through the hair like no problem. And then the Baby Bliss FX Gold is still a great trimmer, but it's not as sharp as or the lines are details like the TL liner. You know, it's still a great trimmer, even though I have it only for a month. That trimmer, the Baby Bliss, hasn't come out yet. I think it's coming out either at the end of this month or next one, and it's gonna cost like $150. But when it first came out, I paid $350 because I bought it on eBay. And I know people will say, you crazy. Hey, that's what happened when you really love what you do. Money is not a issue. You're crazy in love with this trade. And this is the trimmer right here. This trimmer, I'm not saying that it's bad. I just gotta, like I said, I always review it through the whole time, but I give it like 6 months. Within 6 months, my opinion could change on not just this trimmer, but on any trimmer or clipper. So the reason is because sometimes you gotta break them in. You know, you gotta really use them. And but yeah, this is the Andis Master, the 90 edition. This clipper came out 6 years ago, the 90 edition. So now it's 96 years anniversary. So I was like, you know what? Let me do a fade with this machine and using the magnetic guards. And definitely, let me tell you something. It is this does the nice. It cuts really smooth. I like the crunchy sound. Definitely the blade, it extend. It will open really nice. And definitely the guards are really nice and steady and whatnot. But one thing that I don't miss on this is how heavy this machine is. I mean, this didn't have my arm, killing my arm. And not only that, it got hot. You know what I mean? But it's because It's a metal housing, and then the engine is very powerful. But yeah, this on the cable, what it is, the senior we cable, the wall senior we cable, and this machine, woo, back in the days, because I've been cutting for 22 years, and let me tell you, back in the days, this was, you know what I mean, the BMW of clippers. And yeah, right now I'm using guard number 2. Pretty much it is a tutorial, but at the same time it's a little bit explaining and everything, showing. I'm filming with the camera, as you could tell. I don't know if you guys could tell the quality of the Sony RXO. Right now I just opened the level. That's guard 2 with the level open, so that's 2.5. And notice how my stroke is you see the stroke is kind of like a C motion, no literally like a C motion, but like, you know, it has, like, when you go high to the top part, you kind of have to flick it out, you know, like scoop it out. Right there I closed the level and I passed it, and then I noticed that I couldn't get any of it. So now I'm passing it, as you could tell, passing the one guard number one, and close lever right there. You close lever, passing it in that area. So yeah, as right now I'm passing I was passing number 1. I'm still passing number 1, lever open, and I'm passing in that area. And I'm going from right to left, left to right. I close it a little bit more. One thing about you should be doing, if you're not doing, is do not open the lever all the way open when you're fading, or close it too quick. You know, little by little, you close. You know, you try. Like right now, I don't have it completely closed. It's halfway open, but not completely open and not completely closed. So I just pass it right there. You see how we raise the line right there, and then make sure you have a brush or comb, and make sure you brush it or comb it. And right here I just closed it a little bit more, right? And now I'm closing it even a little bit more, but not completely. But notice my motion there is not a long stroke. It's actually a small stroke. The shorter and tighter you go, the shorter and smaller is the stroke, is what I'm trying to say. So right there, notice how in combination, always once I'm passing the machine and whatever, and I'm moving, brush. And right there I open the level because obviously I see some shadow. And if you're gonna go higher, obviously in that part where I'm passing it, well, you know, just do it little by little. Don't go too deep, because then you will push the fade. You will raise the fade higher. And as you can tell, I'm using the corners. There's times that I use the corner of the blade, because that only takes the amount of hair that I want, instead of using the whole blade. So right now I'm using, see, just the corner, and then always brushing. I feel when the hair is really short like that, I feel better using the brush. When I use the trimmer upside down like that, it gets more tighter. And people ask me, Jeff, I never seen you cleaning a fade using the razor on the sides. Well, I'm gonna show you. It's not that I don't do it. It's that most of the time I feel like to me it's wasting of blade, it's wasting of time, when I could just clean it with the trimmer and then clean it with the shaver. The shaver is gonna get tighter than the blade. But here we go. I'm using the Bone Pro shaving cream, and I put it right there, and then I put a napkin by the neck where I could clean my razor. And I'm using the Black Widow razor holder. Shout out to Will Ocasio and the guys from BARBER. Great products. Make sure you check them out at blackwidow.com. And the blade is Dorco. Definitely I recommend it. And notice, yes, I pass it. You know what I mean? Some people ask me, Jeff, what about if you make a line with the blade? How you gonna take that line with the blade? Well, I'm just gonna show you in a second. But yeah, this is what we're doing right here, you know. Obviously with the trimmer that I got a month ago, I still gotta calibrate it a little bit more because there's people still got sensitive skin, and my son is one of them. So I have to recalibrate it again. It's not caught. It's just it's a little irritated red, but it's not caught. Just in case if people are gonna be talking, make things clear. And those trimmer, that's why I don't like to zero gap them too close, because there's people out there that you won't think they have that skin like that, and the minute you look back, it's red. So yeah, how you take the line with the razor is, believe it or not, with the shaver, with the electric shaver that I would just pass in. Right now I'm going back again with the Andis level open, and then I close it, and I close a little bit more, close a little bit more, and I'm working in that area right there where you guys seeing the machine passing by. Where I'm passing it. I apologize in advance. My English is not the best because I'm always talking Spanish to my client. So obviously my English is not the best, but I'll try. You know what I mean? It's hard enough to talk two languages. So but yeah, right now I'm using guard number 1, level semi-open. I'm using it in that area. And the point about this is anybody could see a video, anybody could hear a video, but it's the big step that what it makes everything come to life and make it happen is you putting it into practice. You know what I mean? That's the real deal right there. And I'm not showing you how to cut hair. Maybe you already have your way of cutting your own way, the way you cut hair. I'm just showing you the way I cut hair. But maybe there's people in this channel that don't know how to cut hair and they want to at least have some technique and whatnot. I'm showing my technique. So maybe if you see something you like, you just look at it, you're hearing it. Next time when someone give you the chance and you have the tools, apply those technique and what you hear and what you saw on my channel and give it a try. You never know. You'll be surprised. And you'll be surprised what are you capable of doing. If I could do it, you could do it too. There's no, oh, I'm better than you. That's why in my channel, I don't care about fame. That's why I took the lives, the thumbs up and thumbs down. I don't ask for that. I could care less. I just want to make sure that if I could help a person out there, cool. That's my mission. So right now I'm using again the Baby Bliss. Like I said, this trimmer is not out yet. It's supposed to come out either, like I said, on this month, the end of this month, or the next one. And when it come out, it's gonna be $150. And this is the trimmer. This trimmer, you gotta calibrate a couple of times because it's hard. So yeah, we're back again with the Andy Master, and the blade that I got on it is the Fame Master. Like I said, I got this trimmer like 6 years ago when the 90 edition. Right now it's 6 years later, so it's 96 years. And let me tell you, Andy make a good product. Cause look, still this clipper is still standing. So yeah, just like we did in the other side, I passed number 1. I just opened the level. Notice how I only did 2 levels. The first level was with the Baby Bliss. The second level was with the 1. And now I opened the lever, and that's 1.5. And what we're doing is picking the line that I did with the number 1. We don't want to keep making levels, because if you keep making levels, you're gonna keep rising the fade. You know, it's gonna get higher and higher and higher, and you don't wanna. You know what I mean? You want to see the definition. You want to see the shadows, the blurry. Right now, let me see. I have a level. The lever is completely closed. So that's actually guard number 1, level closed, and I'm passing it in that area. Right now, we're going guard number 2, level closed, and we're gonna pass exactly in that area where I just point at right there. I'm gonna pass it, and you know, it may look easy. Right now, I speed up this video so it won't be that boring. Because let me tell you, you have to pass it a lot of time. Even though it's a great machine and a great engine and whatnot, it's a heavy machine, super heavy, and you have to really, in order to make that fade some people don't get what it takes to do a fade. You know, that stroke, you gotta be doing that stroke constantly in order to get those lines, shadows, and be able to see that come to life. So, you know, yes, it may look easy, but after a while, you know, when you do it, yeah, it comes out easy, but it's still a lot of work. You still gotta put that time. Still using guard number 2. Right now, like I say, I'm using the camera Sony RX02. I just bought it yesterday. Let me know in the comment how you guys like the quality of the image compared to the GoPro. Yeah, this one is definitely, I have the Sony 7A III, and I have the Sony Mark RX100, which is the same quality image. But what I like about this is acting up like a GoPro. Now I could put it in my chest, so that way you could feel like you are the third person view. Right now we let me see, what's that? Yeah, level open with no guard. And notice I don't go right away and take the line with the level closed. Nah, little by little I keep closing the level, but you know, I don't try to erase the line right away. I just, and notice the stroke is in that position. Now I close it a little bit, and then I start tackling the line, right? And notice that I stay right in the line, and I open it now a little bit, and I go just a tiny up, but I don't go completely higher. I don't go higher than that. I stay right there. And if I go higher, then I open the level, or then I put another guard. Notice I just point the corner of the blade, because that's what I'm gonna use. The reason why I use the corner, that's a technique. With the corner, you only take what you need. You don't have to use the whole sacrifice. Using the whole blade and then erasing other parts of the fade. I'm not the only barber that does this. A lot of barber. I learned it from another barber, and you know. So right now, that's what I'm using. I'm using the corner. It's the level open, and what I like about this machine is, like I said, the power and the blade. It will open really good. It will extend to make those, to do the blend in. So it's almost like having a 116, a guard 116, which I just put that right now, the guard 116 with the level close. First, if you're hearing this and you never heard none of the term, it's gonna take some time, but you know, eventually you have to know you levels in order to clean those levels, because it takes, you know, there's different levels in order to get to that where you want to get and how you want to get it. And but you know, you got to start somewhere. If you're not familiar with the levels and all that, I have 1,400 videos on my YouTube channel, and I've done in the past video explaining the levels of different guards and whatnot. Also, I do tutorials in Spanish. If you don't feel that my English is the best, you could go to the Spanish. I always do 2 videos, English and Spanish. I'm doing scissors over comb. The scissors or the shears that I'm using are called the ESTEs, and I'm using the 3-inch to do comb, scissors over comb or shears over comb. And the comb that I'm using, notice, is a gray color, a light color. So it's good because that way when I lift the hair and I see the hair that I have to pick up, it will distinguish from the color, the color of the comb. And now exactly what I did in the other side, we're gonna do in this side, upside down. When I do it upside down like that with the trimmer, it gets really nice and tight. The fade, you know. And then right now I flip it around, and I'm using also the corners of the trimmer, and then right here I flip it again and using the back. This is the cream again, Bone Pro. It smells super delicious, and it feels good in the skin. It feels like a cool breeze. It smells like winter fresh. It's really good. I recommend it. If you live in the United States, the guy does sell it and ship it if you're in the United States. And then right here, notice I'm using the Black Widow again. I like this razor holder because it's very solid, and definitely to put in the blade, definitely is very easy. And yeah, so this is right here. I'm wiping it into the napkin, as you could tell. And then also notice with my left hand, I have the comb, cleaning and wiping every little hair that is stick to the skull or to the skin. And notice too, you don't have to press hard the razor in order to clean. And in order to clean any lines that the blade did, you would do it with the razor, with that corner right there that you see it. You pass it right there, and especially behind the ear in that corner, you use the shaver like that. But when you get to that point, see there's some line there, so then I'm taking it like that. You see that? Then once I take it, then I flip and I use both of the blade of the shaver's blade. And then, you know what I mean? Right there, that's how you take the line. And this is how you make it a lot tighter, the fade. So once again, we go back again with the Andis master, and the level's closed, and we're gonna fade it a little bit. My son's beard, he's only 16, and yet he already has a beard. I didn't even have a beard when I was his age, and yet he's having it. So, but I'm fading. I'm gonna do a faded beard, and the way you do it is like really tight right there in the beginning, and you keep working your way down. Instead of going up, instead of fade, is a fade down for the faded beard. And then I'm shaping it here again. I know I did it earlier with the Andis, the TL liner. So yeah, my three favorite trimmers still to this moment, cordless, have to be the TL liners, and then the Baby Bliss FX Gold, and the Andis Slimline. And then for cable, the cable ones, GTX and the detailers, the wall detailers. Those are my trimmers with cables and no cable. Right now I'm adding a lot of water, especially my son's hair is very thick, so all the water that I put is just gonna dry it up really quick. It's gonna absorb it really quick. That's why I put a lot. Now I'm using again the oysters, not oysters, but you know what I'm trying to say. The scissors or the shears, and this one are 6 inches. It's a lot longer, but the reason is the higher you go, just like the guard, you're gonna go with higher guards. Same thing, bigger guards. Bigger scissors, bigger shears. So right now I'm just taking those corners. I'm not gonna take from the top, no hair from the top, but basically in that area where you see it, just to blend it in. The corners, make sure that there's no corner. And I'm still using the technique scissors over comb with the wet hair. At first I did it dry, because when it's dry you got a lot more, but then when you wet it, the hair gets all sticky and a big volume. That's why I switched the shears, and that's what we're working with. And we're working for all the corners, all the borders now, from the other side to this side. And notice the comb, it has big teeth and small teeth. The big teeth is for the big ball, for the big volume. And if I'm gonna go, let's say I wanted to go lower where there's barely any hair, then I use the small teeth and do the technique scissors over comb. So that would be like using a clipper with a 1/16 some teeth. I just flipped it with the small teeth right now. So right now I'm using, this is the blow dryer, the Dyson. You can find them on Best Buy. Bought it for $400. What, Jeffrey? You paid $400? Hey, this is what makes you money. If you don't have that kind of money, you could buy any blow dryer. Another thing, just because I have what I have, you don't necessarily have to have the tools that I have to have. You could work with what you have, as long that you put the mind frame of how you want to do the work and get it done. But you don't necessarily have to have the tools that I have, and you don't have to necessarily have to do it how I do it. By all means, keep doing it the way you do it. If you feel comfortable, like I said before, keep doing it that way. This brush is I think it's my wife's brush, and I just I stole it, and it has like a unicorn or something, And yeah, it's good because when I blow dry, especially my son's hair, it has a lot of volume. So you see how now when it's all dried up, it got like puffed out. And then this comb, it separates the hair, so it will not be looking like a real slick back. Well, this it will open it real nice. And the spray that I'm using is called Grand Finale. It's a hairspray to make it, you know what I mean, it doesn't have too much glue. Like pump it up is too gluey and too sticky, and that's to put all the hair really nice and flat and down, and I don't want to try to do that. With the Grand Finale, is just perfect, you know, in between, you know, like not too tight but perfect. Right now I'm doing the lineup in the front. I already did it before, but I'm reshaping it because every time when you blow dry, hair stick out and whatnot. And right here I'm doing his mustache, the final little touches. And every little thing that you add to your haircut, whatever time that you spend in it, the energy that you put in, that's the energy that your haircut is gonna come out. The client's gonna feel it's gonna feel it, and it's gonna show out there. When people are in the street, they're gonna see it and they're gonna be like, wow, who cut your hair? You know what I mean? But you gotta put that energy in order to get in order to get those results out. That's what I'm trying to say. And this is the finished work. You know, some people would have said, I would have done it like that, I would have passed number 2, or I would have left it longer at top. Listen, my wife wanted a fade in the side and tell her to leave it alone. I listen. And not only my wife, but my clients. Is what my clients said, not what I want. But thank you. Hope you like this video. Ciao.